first sandwich is make the condiment that will be going on that sandwich, which will be a green sauce or a Salsa Verde, and that will be going on our Porchetta panino. So, first thing I need is around 1/2 of a clove of garlic. So I will just crush this. Hopefully that's not too loud. And then I'm just going to peel this piece of garlic. Almost 3 cloves in one. See, it's all kind of joined up there, but that's okay. Just get rid of that. And I'm just going to cut some of this away, because I don't need all of that. As I said, I only need around 1/2 of this clove, and I'll just crush this bit before I just chop this relatively finely. Then I'm just going to run the knife across this again. I am just going to take care to give this a chop in advance of all of the other ingredients. Just so the garlic doesn't end up too coarse in the final product. So I'll just set that to one side. Now the next ingredient I will be needing will be some capers. I don't need too many. The recipe calls for, well, it would be helpful if my teaspoon would fit in the jar. The recipe calls for a tablespoon, but I have downsized the recipe somewhat, so I'm going to use a teaspoon of capers. And again, I'm just going to give those one little chop through. And I'll add those to the garlic. Then I also need some small gherkins or small pickles, so I'm just going to use some cornichons. Apologies if you can hear the rain outside. Anyone in the UK will know there's a bit of a storm coming through at the moment. Storm Eowyn for any Lord of the Rings fans out there. Her winds are as bad as her stew. So I'm just going to give these a little chop through as well. And it doesn't have to be perfect at this stage, because this will all get another chop through. delicious, is some herbs. So in here I have approximately 8 grams of basil, 8 grams of parsley, and half a lemon, or half a lemon zest. So this is the kind of the bulk of the salsa verde. So I'm just going to spend some time chopping this. That's had a little bit of a chop, so I'm now going to bring the other kind of ingredients in and chop the whole thing through until it's quite fine. As you can see, this is now quite finely chopped. So what I'm going to do is take all this off the board and add it to a small container. Use the knife. Try and get as much up as I can. Bit of a messy job. That should be okay. And then, before I give this a little wipe down and clean my hands, I need to add some lemon juice. So, just around half a lemon here. Try and catch the seeds if I can. So that's half a lemon's worth of juice, and then I need to add approximately 40 ml of extra virgin olive oil. I think this is slightly more, so I'm just going to leave a little bit in there, maybe a tad more. There we go. And then I will mix this all through together. Our salsa verde green sauce, which will be going on our porchetta sandwich. So just set that to one side, quickly clean my hands and a little wipe down of the board before I make the sandwich. Right, had a quick wipe down. Now to make the porchetta sandwich. So I have my panini bread, lightly toasted. In there I need porchetta. So this is a very, very, very small porchetta that I made. It looks a bit overdone there, but I assure you it's not too bad. That I made. So I marinated pork belly in some toasted fennel seeds, which were ground with some black pepper, thyme, rosemary, sage, olive oil, garlic, salt, and lemon zest. That was marinated for 24 hours, and then it's been roasted for approximately 2.5 hours. So some nice crispy skin that I've now got to try and cut through before adding it to the sandwich. Maybe a bit loud. I think that will be enough. Put that to one side. Again, I've made a huge mess, but that's okay. Now I'm just going to add the pork belly salsa verde. I've made such a mess. Just give that a little bit of a spread around. I'll just show you what we're working with. So that's what we're working with. Ignore the mess behind the sandwich, but it looks delicious. And then close that up. And I'm just going to place that to one side, and then I will give it a little bit of a toast before we try both of these sandwiches together. Another bit of a clean up later. Not a great clean up because I'll probably make more mess. I'll now make the second sandwich. The second sandwich will be prosciutto panino. So, same bread, and I'm just going to brush the inside or the cut side of this bread with a little bit of olive oil or extra virgin olive oil, which has been infused with just a bit of basil. There we go. Then the next ingredient is prosciutto. So I have some here. And I think just a few slices should be enough. If I can get it out. They've helpfully put some plastic sheeting in with this, so make it a little bit easier to take out. So I'm just going to add a few layers of this. Unfortunately, the prosciutto is tearing in the packet, but that's okay. Just going to add a good layer. I think one more, maybe. And then over the top like that. I think that should be enough. Got a couple more ingredients to add. Actually, I'll take just the stragglers in there as well. You know, the extra bits that came off. Add those in as well. There we go. Okay. The next ingredient to add is some mozzarella. So, I have some fresh mozzarella here. And I'm just going to take a few slices of fresh mozzarella. Just a tiny bit more. One for luck. There we go. So some mozzarella. as exactly as I expected.